Hello and welcome back to video 2 in this 3-part video series. And today we're going to talk about how to confidently design a signature offer. And this is, again, video 2 in the Clarity, Confidence, and Cash training series. So hopefully you already had a chance to watch video 1. All right, in video 1, I give you a little more of my story, but in a nutshell, that's me, Michelle Evans. I'm a business coach and marketing strategist, and I really specialize in helping business owners mix their experiences, skills, and passions with a money-making business strategy that is completely all about you, because that's a recipe for a profitable business that you love. And I know because I tried it the other way first and it really didn't work. All right, so let's jump in. So what is a signature offer? If you haven't heard that before, a signature offer is a step-by-step product, program, service, or course that you create and offer based on your strengths, your passions, and how you want to work, and some customer insights that we'll talk about today. But it really starts with you and what you're excited about solving for people out there. And when in video 1, we talked a lot about how to get some clarity about you. And without that clarity, it's really hard to do the rest of these exercises. So hopefully you had a chance to go through and at least take one of the assessments that we talked about. And you have your notes handy because you'll be referring to them after today's video. And in the last video, we talked about this as well. Clarity and confidence really do equal cash. Confidence comes from taking clear, focused actions and reflecting on your results based on the clarity you have about yourself and where you want to go. Cash follows clarity and confidence because once you're clear on who you are, what you offer, and why your work is valuable, clients follow. Today we're going to talk about confidence and creating that signature offer. Because when you're confident, you attract clients. But it can often feel like this crazy catch-22. You need clients to feel confident. You need confidence to get clients. And it just goes around and around and you go, what now? All right, today we're going to get to that what now. You could try to imagine what clients might want from you. I tried this and it does not work. You could read forums, Facebook groups, and LinkedIn groups for inspiration. I tried this too, and it gives you some insight, at least what people are posting out there, but no confidence that they'd actually want to work with you, or a lot of times it's just a laundry list. You could ask everyone on your email list what they want from you, and I've tried this a lot of times actually, and it's either total crickets with no responses or just an overwhelming laundry list with no context. But there is a better way. So let me share with you a simple and free strategic exercise that completely changed my business when I did this. I've done it multiple times now, but the first time was just like completely changed everything I was focusing on. I call it 10 strategic conversations. Totally original, I know. And it goes like this. The first circle is the business you want. Basically, this takes into account what you're really good at, what you're really passionate about, and how you want to work. So everything from video 1. The second circle is everything that the clients that you want to work with, your dream clients, their big burning problems. And where it overlaps is where your signature offer can live. And when this marries up like this, it is such a beautiful thing. It becomes really easy to build your business because you're in your zone of genius. Your clients are getting a huge benefit from you, and you have this packaged offer in whatever form it is that you sell that they flock to. So here's how it works. You start with you, like we said in video 1. I want you to identify your dream clients, and I have a really simple way for doing this. So if you've done this like ideal client avatar and other courses, I want you to not think that I'm going to send you down that really long, lengthy process of writing everything out. I have a really simple exercise. Number 3, we're going to talk about finding 5-ish So about 5 of those kinds of people who you think might be your dream clients, and I'll share some tips on that. Then I want you to ask them some strategic clarity questions, and I'll share the questions. I want you to listen, and take tons of notes with their specific words and phrases and pain points. Those are gold. Find a common problem theme, and then just pick one problem to get started. You can come back to the others later. Create a bullet point outline of your solution to that one problem that you identified. Then go back to those same 5 people, or 5 new ones if you want, and ask for some quick feedback on the outline that you have created for their problem. Package it up, test and refine your solution in the easiest and fastest way possible. Don't wait for it to be perfect. And now you have a signature offer that you can offer. And just give yourself permission not to be perfect and just test and refine. So let's talk a little bit more about this. So step 1, again, start with you, like we talked about. Go back to video 1 if you haven't done that. But really think about the business that you want. Start there because you're the one that has to deliver it. So make sure it's something you're excited about. Step 2 is really identify your dream client. So I have a simple exercise that follows. So I have just a few questions here that I want you to ask yourself. So one is, if you were in a room full of potential clients, so let's say there's like 100 people in this room, they all have money to give you. What symptoms or what problems would they have that you would say, aha, I want to work with somebody just like you? So just make a list of those symptoms, not how you would solve them, but just, if you're a weight loss coach, maybe a symptom is they're single and they want to attract a mate. Or if you're a weight loss coach, your dream clients maybe could be, worn out moms who aren't taking care of themselves, and easy tips that they can use. What are the symptoms that they would have? If you're a marketing consultant, maybe it's small businesses, so businesses of less than, let's say, 100 people, and they really want to figure out how to be more active on social media, and that's your zone of genius. Whatever those symptoms are, get clear about those. But what are the problems? What are the symptoms? The second is, how would you know that you could help them? So if somebody said, hey, I have this problem, how would you know that you would be leaning forward and saying, hey, I'd love to talk to you about that? And then number 3, what would you offer them? Just be that simple with it. Because trying to do any more before you talk to people is really a huge waste of time. And it just leads to overwhelm, to trying to get in the minds of other people, and you make up stuff. And I did this to start my business a few years back, and it just was a disaster. It's way better to just ask yourself these 3 questions and then go find 5-ish of those kinds of people. Because you know what? If you chose the wrong kind of people, within 1 or 2 conversations, you're going to say, I don't think those are my dream clients. I think I actually am more interested in this. And you know what? That just saved you a ton of time, money, effort, heartache, frustration. Or you might say, ooh, these are totally my people. I can't wait to help them. And that just gives you that confidence boost too. So it's a really cool exercise. Please don't skip it. Because it's so key in feeling awesome about who you are, what you offer, and that people actually want what you have. So go find 5-ish of those kinds of people and ask them some strategic clarity questions like these. So I'll go through a few. Feel free to add yours or put in your own language. This is just a starting point. So what are your big struggles around blah? So whatever your business focus area is, around marketing, around weight loss, around sleep, around, any graphic design, around your website, whatever your focus area is. What are your big struggles around this? And you know what? Ask the question and shut your mouth and start writing, because they'll probably tell you quite a lot. What would it be like if that big struggle was solved? So, what would it be like if your website looked amazing and worked perfectly? And I would say, oh my gosh, that would be a dream. And just get into it and help them envision, like, what would that be like? And write down what they say, because this is absolute gold. What's your biggest holdup from solving that big struggle? So, like, do they not know people who do that kind of work? Have they never thought about hiring somebody who does that kind of work? Like, what's the biggest thing that's stopping them from solving it? And have you ever tried to work with anybody on solving their big struggle? And if so, was it good or bad? And just get some insights into that. And then, what questions would you have if somebody offered a solution to their big struggle? Like, what would you want to know about me if I had this to offer? And would you pay for someone to help you solve this? So I will tell you, this conversation will probably take you, 25 to 40 minutes, somewhere in there, depending on how verbose the person is and just, your connection with them. I've done it with people that I know pretty well. I've done it with total strangers. And it's always such a gift. I'm so appreciative when somebody does this for me. And it's a gift for them too. I've had every single person I've ever talked to has said, thank you for asking me these questions. I hadn't really thought about it that much. So I encourage you to reach out. And, take lots of notes. Like I said, just listen and take notes, because how they describe their problem, how they talk about what it would be like to have it solved, you want to keep that for future reference. And you also want to understand what the words are that they use to describe it, because when you're out there trying to market yourself or talk with new people, if you use those same kind of words, you'll be able to track them easier. And then, as you go through these 5 conversations, you'll probably see at least 1 or 2 common problem themes pop up around what you offer. Pick one. Find one that's really exciting to you, that you feel, yeah, I could totally get, into this. I would feel really excited about offering this. Just pick one to get started. And then just create a simple bullet point outline of how you would solve that one problem. So, again, you want to have a signature program or product or course or whatever. It needs to be step by step. So, step 1 would be what? Step 2 would be what? Not that you have to outline absolutely everything and every exercise, but just like, this is how I would approach helping somebody solve it. And then go back to those 5 people again, or find 5 new people who are kind of like that as well, and just get some quick feedback on a solution. So if it's the same 5 people, you could say, you know what, I so appreciated your time the other day, and I really thought about what you said, and one of them stood out to me. And I just created a really quick overview of how I would help someone like you solve this problem or this challenge or whatever. And I'd love for your feedback on it, just to see if this is kind of what you were thinking, people love to give that kind of feedback to you, so do it. And it's amazing what comes of that, just even for your own confidence in moving forward. And then once you feel like, yep, I have a good workable test that I can try out, test it, refine it, and get it out there in the easiest and fastest way possible. I'm the first person to raise my hand. I am so bad at being a perfectionist behind the scenes, and then things just don't get launched. And so in the past, especially 6 months, I've really been pushing myself to just have this mindset of test and refine, test and refine. It doesn't have to be perfect. So hopefully that helps you as well. And then, after you've tested it on a few people, you now have a signature offer. And you will have confidence that people want this, that people get results from it, that it's a challenge that people have out there. And you just start creating a marketing program to support it so that you have clients coming in for it. And it really can be that easy. It literally, within like the next week, if you really wanted to, you could probably create your signature offer and test it. And it's so exciting when you start doing that, because then you start seeing, wow, my work really matters. People really do care about this. I really can help people. It's amazing. So I want you to be sure that you download your cheat sheet for this video, because I outline all these steps. You can have it in front of you as you're going through and creating your signature offer. And then up next in video 3, we're going to talk about the client attraction introduction formula, which is a huge mouthful, but it gets potential clients leaning forward and saying, tell me more. And if you even have one conversation with a potential dream client between now and video 3, it will help you get so much more out of it too, because that signature, when you have that signature offer and then you use this client attraction introduction formula, it is really, really powerful in not only your business clarity and confidence, but also just in connecting with people because they know what you're about. So until our next video, I look forward to speaking with you then. Talk soon.